Nithyanandam. With all auspicious blessings and grace of my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, I welcome you into this video. The last few days has been a consistent barragement from the media about my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, and the spurious, morphed, false video of Swamiji with the actress Ranjitha, which is me. Nithyanandam. With all auspicious blessings and grace of my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, I welcome you to this video. March 2nd, 2010 was when the spurious video, the false morphed video, was aired by Sun TV, a so-called leading channel in Tamil Nadu, with viewers from all over the world. I think around 7 o'clock the school was running, saying they had put Swamiji's name, saying there's a video they had with a well-known actress. And I started getting calls from the film fraternity saying that, oh, people from Sun TV and Nakiran group are saying that it is me, that is Ranjitha. I was really shocked. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? What is all this? And I was in Kerala at that point shooting for another film when these calls started coming, and I started calling people I knew from Sun TV, including Mr. Hansraj Saxena, who clearly told me that time that they know that the video is false, but still they are going to air it because Mr. the Marans of the Sun TV group has some axe to grind with Swamiji. I literally begged them, see, you cannot just put one side of the story. That's an unethical aspect of journalism. It's like spreading vicious gossip. If you really want to put the story, let me come to Chennai tomorrow, explain to you, and if you still feel that it is true, then let's do what you feel is right. But I should also be given an equal opportunity before you start vilifying or just making scandalous statements about me like this. But no, they were not willing to listen, and the best advice their auditor could give me was, listen, it's better that you go out of the country because they are out to destroy Swamiji and the mission, and whoever comes in between is just going to get destroyed. And if you do come to Chennai, most likely their plan is to get you arrested, and once arrested under any false charges, be it drugs or prostitution, they can sign any statement from you and say you have made the statement against Swamiji. It was at that time I decided, let me get out of the country for a few days, and secondly, I was really not interested in talking to the media because this is my problem, and I have always been taught that the dignity of life is solving the problems ourselves, not screaming, accusing, abusing others from one media house to the other, which is how I've always lived my life, with a lot of dignity and value for each other, respect for each other. Given that, I had gone to the United States for about 9 to 10 months, and in the meanwhile, the media had a field day, especially the Tamil media. God knows, they just started printing interviews by me, fictitious interviews, saying, oh, actress Ranjitha said this, actress Ranjitha said that, and I am sitting somewhere in the US with no connect to anybody, but they just lambasted me all over the state. Given that some parts of the media have decided that it's fun to just abuse people falsely, I was no more to talk to anybody. But of course, I have been taking legal recourses. I have filed cases against all the media houses, defamatory, and people concerned. It's been 6 years and we've been fighting this battle of false prosecution and false cases, abuse. And most importantly, the High Court of Karnataka has already said that the media was wrong in telecasting such false videos, such morphed videos. One of the recourses that we found was, we took the video, to 4 experts in the United States. 4 experts who have been doing work for the Federal Bureau of Investigation of the United States, not some small chota mota mom shop pop shop kind of agency. We took it to them and they have 4 independent agencies have given a clear line by line clarification how and why the video was morphed. Plus, the false rape case against Swamiji is one of the most hilarious ones. If it was a fiction, also it would have been so ridiculous. It is not hilarious in the sense as a joke. It is not at all funny. But just imagine if each of you all had to go through such an abusive, false story, and people just hounding, the media just hounding the public with such stupidity. If it was really true and the media wanted to tell the truth about what they believe as a false godman, then why not put both sides of the story? Why are these news medias like the Outlook and the News Minute only printing one version of the story? One version of the false victim who keeps on talking how many times she was raped. How can a 42-year-old engineer, as per her own words, be raped 150 times over all the continents in the world? A married lady who was living with her husband in the United States of America, is it even possible? Okay, if it was possible, why did you wait so long for 5 years to wake up and say, oh, I am being raped and he's raping all the other women? Really? And if you were really raped, can you use that video to show it to all the channels? Oh yeah, I forgot. No channel would have showed it because you're not a celebrity. And the media also would not have used some unknown person. If there is any truth in what they claim about Swami using women, then there must be hundreds of videos that you all can get hands on if it was anywhere near the truth. But because you knew you could use our images, my images which are publicly available from various movies, you have chosen to disseminate my life, for which of course there is no cosmic forgiveness. This 42-year-old or young engineer and Lenin, the so-called volunteer, do you all even know what and all they have? Then why don't you print that? Why don't you print that this 42-year engineer has 4 highly contagious STDs, which she's being treated by the last 10 to 15 years by the University of Michigan Hospital in the United States, and please also print that her university hospital records were released by a court order from the United States of America. The federal court which released the hospital which ordered the hospital to release her medical records stated a man's life is at stake, so this is more important than anybody's privacy, and ordered the hospital to release her 10-year medical transcripts. Please add that also. And by the way, there are so many discrepancies in the medical transcripts. If you can see the medication she's using, everything is very clear. Can you print that also? And as for Lenin, can you please print that he's a criminal who was arrested and kept in jail for 103 days and who's undergoing trial in Chennai for extortion, blackmail and many other charges? He is also an accused. Oh, and by the way, can you also add about Vinay Bharadwaj, the main conspirator and your 42-year engineer's very, very dear friend, just close buddies? Vinay Bharadwaj, for your information, is an accused, convicted child molester. He was convicted in the United States, the Washington DC prison, for 2.5 years with proper evidence. And please don't tell that we can fabricate evidence. I think really you all need to get a life. If you think we can fabricate evidence of 200 hours of phone records of him speaking vulgarly, sexually to a 13-year-old child, that I think is really a stretch of imagination of what we can do. Just sitting in your AC rooms and saying, oh, Swamiji and his mission and his Sangha are just creating false cases and influencing the courts to imprison people, convict people then you really have a wrong idea of the judiciary system in the world, especially the United States, and you have an extremely wrong idea of why a hospital would release the medical records of an individual, especially in a country where an individual's privacy is the most preciously guarded by the constitution of the country itself. Not only the hospital has released her medical transcripts, which means that every conversation, every meeting she had, every medication she's been given is there clearly in those records. If you can take the time out to actually print that also along with your 42-year-old engineer's interview, I think that would give the right ethical idea to people to come to their own conclusion. Given all these, how come you'll never put the other side of the story? It's always, oh, let's abuse Nithyananda, people love to read it, he's a young, charming guy, charisma, and he's always smiling. Just let's heap on some more abuse, who cares? Don't you even feel it's unethical? How can people live with such an unethical, shameful life? As a journalist, as a human being, you are expected to be ethical, and ethics means presenting both sides of the story, not one-sided, opinionated, disgusting articles. If you want to bring the truth, place both facts. Everything I have said so far about all your glorious people whom you interviewed and put, I can show it to you by legally, socially acceptable, validated documents. We are not just talking of the air. We are not claiming, oh, because Swamiji said he will give us enlightenment, we were able to create these documents. No hospital will create a 10-year record. No doctor will go backdate and create 10 years of hospital records. And as you all well know, Swamiji had to undergo a medical test in which clearly many facts have come to light. The CID has asked specific tests to be made, including whether Swamiji has any strain of the viruses that your 42-year-old engineer has, and the 42-year-old engineer's sexually transmitted diseases are contagious even if her saliva spits on your face. I hope nobody sat so close to her. And as for the cases that I have filed, I think I have every right to file cases everywhere in the world for what they have done to me. If you really believe you were raped, please take a video of yourself and show to the world. I don't care. I pretty much don't care. For your lies, for your personal agendas, your personal vengeance, your greed to grab the Sangha's wealth, please understand the Nithyananda Sangha was built on Swamiji's soul hard work. None of you all have ever done anything for you all to even think you deserve a single pie from Swamiji. And by the way, did you tell all these reporters that before we came to the media, we tried to blackmail them for 100 crores, and since they didn't give it to us, we just decided to have fun? And so many of your co-conspirators, your friendly co-conspirators have unfortunately called us, where we have recorded calls, they demanding money from us, saying that they can make the 42-year-old young engineer back off if you give us so much of money. Please talk to your friends. Yes, I have a right to fight those cases. Who are you to say that I don't have a right to fight those cases? It's my freedom, my legal right given to me by the constitution of my country. If you really respected the law of my country, you would have first gone to the police station with a proper complaint. And by the way, dear Outlook and dear Newsminute, do you know the FIR, the glorious Lenin keeps talking about, does not even have the word rape in it? Please read the FIR. The FIR, nowhere he mentions the word rape. Today he keeps saying, based on my complaint, Swamiji was arrested. Based on your complaint, you should be slapped. You should be beaten, actually. But because Swamiji is compassion, he does not believe in violence. you have been getting away with just talking nonsense. The first thing Swamiji told all of us is don't get involved in violence. Karma will take care of it. Let us just fight this battle legally. And you cannot go crying from one media platform to the other saying, oh, they have filed 18 cases. 18 is too less. If I had more time and more people to help me, I would have filed a complaint in every state in this world, because Sun TV, Nakiran and every magazine you're talking to has footprints all over the world. So please thank your stars that I have not filed a complaint in every state, every country, every village, every district. And doesn't the media have, as responsible journalists, you are expected to put the truth to the people as is, not have a colored view and just bash up the gurus whenever you feel like, whenever there is nothing to cover your boring, dull magazines and news. Oh, there is no news this week, what to do? Let's bash up Nithyananda Swami. There's nothing to do, who talks for him? We don't talk because we know what is going to happen. Karma, when it comes back, is not nice. It can be very, very painful. And unfortunately, people who bash up gurus do not get protected even by the gods. If today so many devotees Swamiji has, is because he has given undeniable transformation in people's lives, not because we are dumb dodos. Today nobody will give even a single pie to another person, even to their own brothers and sisters, without expecting something back, because Swamiji has contributed so much to people's life, undeniable presence in their life. People are willing to give up their other social responsibilities and come and be part of Swamiji's mission. Nowadays people can't keep your own employees loyal to you for more than 2 years. If someone is loyal to someone, it means the impact. Nobody can be brainwashed. Please go see the study of brainwashing and hypnotism. Unless the individual wants to, you cannot be brainwashed. And secondly, we don't need to be brainwashed, because we are seeing the enormous good work that Swamiji is doing. Before I met Swamiji, I had volunteered in several NGOs where I have seen suffering, anger, violence. Today there is so much violence even in children. Do any of you all have any solution for that? Do any of you all have the solution for depression, which is such an epidemic that is killing everybody, including children? Do any of you all have any solution for any of those huge sufferings when people are going through? Your counseling, your medication for suppressing that is only a stopgap solution. It is not a permanent solution. I challenge you, try even one of Swamiji's teaching and people just walk out of depression. Just being in Swamiji's presence, people have walked out of years and years of painful depression. And someone whose presence can just make people smile. People who have not smiled for years smile. People's depression just melt away. Does not need some cheap 42-year-old engineers. Please get a life. And if you're feeling really, really jealous of the enormous following Swamiji has, the enormous, adulation is a very small word for it. It is gratitude. And if there is a word more than gratitude to express how each one of us feel for Swamiji, what he has contributed in each of our lives, just that gratitude we feel for him will turn back to you and show you what life is all about when you talk without knowing. If you follow his teachings and if you have applied even one of his teachings, you will see Swamiji does not believe in slavery. He empowers you by giving you the signs of completion. And any decision you take from the space of completion will only lead you to more and more success. If you have even watched one of Swamiji's teachings, or even if you've just seen him, you will know Swamiji does not believe in slavery. slavery is only for failures. The idea of slavery, the idea of imprisonment, the idea of bullying is only for insecure people who know they cannot win in life if they don't bully others. Swamiji knows what he can do for the world, what his contribution is for the world. So he does not have to have people who are enslaved to him. Having slaves is such a big pain. Just for, if you really want to experience what he is giving to others, that is, if you really deserve it, of course. You people don't deserve it. Talk to each of the devotees who have transformed their lives, who have walked out of depression, walked out of poverty, walked out of numerous issues in their life. And nowhere Swamiji says that only he can do it. He's saying, I will teach you to do it. It's a science. I challenge you to show how many of you would show your own employees how to run a company. Swamiji has spoken more than 10 to 12,000 hours on various topics, and each and everything is available on YouTube, and nothing is charged. More than 3,000 of us live in BDD campus, the Bangalore Adinam, and I can tell you that none of us till date have taken and spent a penny from our own pockets. Swamiji, when he takes a responsibility, it is complete. People don't come and sit here and then give their earnings. He's very clear. No, you all have come to me. I will take care of you. So for each and every one of us, everything is done through his hard work. And whatever is going to happen to you, News Minute and Outlook magazine, please understand, it is when you hit people without knowing where you're hitting, karma comes back to you, many-folded, and it's going to be terrible. And it's not a curse. Oh, we don't believe in cursing people. Swamiji's told us we should not curse people. Swamiji teaches people not to have even ahimsa in thought. Such a person will not want some cheap 42-year-old engineer who has like 4 sexually transmitted diseases, for which he used to come to Swamiji for healing. Would you have a relationship with a woman you know has 4 sexually transmitted diseases, which is contagious even by saliva? Are you that desperate? And News Minute. Would you have a relationship with a man who's a child abuser, who abuses, bullies, blackmails, bulldozes, destroys 13-year-old children's life? Would you have a relationship with him? If you do, then there's something really wrong with you. Please look at the facts that is available in print. And if you all think that we have so much of reach to be able to influence judges in the United States of America, then you're really abusing. At least have the guts to put that in paper. The United States of America does not have judiciary system in place. Let's take that on. And a 42-year-old engineer has filed similar cases in the United States and failed miserably, wherein the courts have fined her for more than $500 billion. Please get the facts right. Till we meet again. I hope we don't meet based on this. I hope you do. I am able to reach out to you on some humanitarian grounds, on some humanness, on some ethical sense. If you really want to put both sides of the story. We're not stopping you from putting the 42-year-old engineer's sob story or your child molester's sad story. Put both. Let people decide what is right. People are intelligent enough to decide what is right, provided all the facts are presented to them. If you have any more questions regarding the persecution of His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda Swamiji, you can leave your questions and comments in the inbox below and I will get back to you. And please remember, we're all not dumb dodos, nor are we sex objects. Please get a life. How low can you fall? As I said, we are available for any questions, comments, and we have more stories to tell regarding this 2010 persecution. We will be sharing more of such stories. Thank you for watching. Nithyanandam.